Oh, good morning. This morning, I'm going to talk for a few minutes. I'm walking my car about why your identity may be getting in the way of what you want. Let me know if you're watching or if you're watching on replay. So this has been on my mind a lot lately. And basically, your identity is made up of, it can be created in a bunch of different ways, like either like things that you think about yourself or cultural things that are maybe like kind of placed on you, or like what other people believe, or it could be all different things. There could be all different reasons why you have a certain identity, but it all comes down to really like beliefs you have about yourself. And beliefs are created by like also beliefs can be created by a bunch of different things, but it all comes down to like what you think and what you think about yourself, at least in terms of identity. So I've been thinking about this lately because I know when I had adrenal fatigue, one of my things that I noticed kind of like after I had it and after I healed is that one of my big beliefs is, hey Ruth, one of my big beliefs is, or was, probably still is, but anyhow, one of my big beliefs that like kind of got in the way of me healing and interfered. One of the one of my beliefs that I had about myself is this whole concept of being a hard worker. And a lot of that had to do with me being from Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is the Steel City, and it's known for like its hard work ethic. And it's a blue collar town. We have a blue collar mentality, all about the hard work. And they mention on like every game that comes on TV, like Steelers play, whoever, yeah, we're the best because like we have such a hard work ethic. We're in the Steel City, and this is like how we do things. And so that was like a big part of my identity, and also how do I put this? It was a big part of my identity, and it was, you know, like it didn't occur to me that that was like a bad thing. So. And it's so like it's good. Like I love having this like this I love being proud of like where I'm from, and like being part of this culture that's like hard work is a good thing, and like I'm very proud of like all my like steel working family members and everything. But at the same time, like this identity of having like a hard work ethic was contributing to my adrenal fatigue, because I was like, I'm just gonna work non-stop and I'm gonna do this until like I make it, I get clients, I do this, and like I don't need sleep, I don't need to relax. Like those all went against my identity that I was a hard worker, and like that this like blue collar work ethic, like Steel City mentality. Those things were all interfering with like what I needed, which was more rest and downtime, and not just working myself like crazy, which contributed to health issues. So this can be like a million different things too. So like I mentioned, like that identity, that belief about myself was kind of contributing to health issues and adrenal fatigue. But it was a good thing too. I mean, it's a good thing. Like I was part of like a group, and I am part of like a group as like a people, this city that I live in, this culture. But it's also, but it can, at the same time, it can be damaging as well. So there's a lot of things that are tricky like this, that it's not just like maybe bad things, like, okay, like an identity that you think like you're not good at anything. It's not just things like that. Like that could be damaging as well, but it could be like you think you're a good mom, so you do everything for everyone else, and your identity is that you're a good mom, so that's a good thing. But it can also hold you back from things. That can drain you. That can cause a million health issues. If your identity is that you're a workaholic and that you just work all the time nonstop and you're always busy, it's gonna be a lot harder to change when that's your belief. Another thing I was thinking of is, I'm going to stop walking for a moment because I'm getting distracted. Another thing I was thinking of is Chris Farley. I had watched something about like Chris Farley several years ago, who I believe died of a drug overdose, right? So, yeah, exactly, Ruth, sleep when you're dead attitude. But so, I'd watched this thing on Chris Farley, who was known for like being like a real big partier and like just so much fun, and he died of a drug overdose, wasn't that right? But so his identity had to do with like being a partier and being a lot of fun like that in that setting. And you know, he realized like that it was damaging his health, and he also had weight issues that was damaged, but that was all part of his identity, and his comedy involved those things as well. And he was also very high profile. So all those things together, like, that's his identity. It makes it so much harder to change, because you're known as something, or at least in your mind you're known as something. And so when you want to change for the better maybe, but you have this identity, you feel like you can't pull away from that, it's not as easy as just like making the decision to say, okay, like, this is what I need to do, so I'm going to do it now and that will be fine. No, it's a lot harder to make a change like that, because you have this identity about yourself. These are your beliefs. These are all ingrained as part of your system. It's like how you live and what you know yourself by, and also like maybe at least what you think other people see you as. So this all goes down to, again, changing your beliefs about yourself, changing your identity, changing the rewiring of your brain. And that's what I help women do as business owners, to move from maybe like that place of like, I'm a workaholic, I'm really busy, or I'm just gonna like get what I need done, this can-do attitude, like whatever that identity is. I'm a good employee, or I'm a really good business owner, like any of these like identities, I was doing quotation marks, these identities that you have about yourself, these might be what's holding you back from finding balance in your life, or finding peace every day, or even if you know what to do, it might be what's keeping you back from actually integrating them into your life to make meaningful, lasting change. And that is why it's so hard. People think it's impossible to find balance, but it's actually because you have these beliefs about yourself, or you may have this identity that's not letting you integrate these different behaviors and things into your life that would be helpful. I don't know if that made sense or not. So pretty much we have these identities, which are formed by our beliefs, and it's what we know, it's what we're familiar with, it's what we feel like we may be, because of that identity, that may be like what we belong to as a group of people. Like, to go back to Chris Farley, he was known as like a partying, fun-loving guy who's kind of overweight, and that was all integrated with his comedy and everything, but it's also very detrimental to his health, so it was very hard for him to change. So even if you know, like, okay, this is what I need to do to change, it's really hard to actually make those changes last and stick, because you have to change these underlying beliefs. And so that's what I do as a health coach. It's all about changing those behaviors, changing those beliefs, so that you can make those long-lasting changes, and you can actually, for me, it's helping women find peace in their lives, it's helping them find balance, it's helping them gain energy, and helping them find balance, and long-lasting balance that's actually going to last every single day. It's helping them shift from whatever their identity is, and changing those beliefs about themselves. And again, like, mine was all about, well, like, I'm a hard worker, I have this like a very proud like blue-collar mentality, like, yeah, I can do this, I don't need to rest and relax. That was causing me to work nonstop, which led to adrenal fatigue. And it can even be like really, and again, it can be like that's a good identity, that's a good thing, but, or these identities like interfering, is what I'm getting at. it can even be like really little tiny simple things. Like I know when I did start changing my I had to change different things, like how I ate different foods that were maybe like draining me or depleting me. And I used to like absolutely love candy and sweets and everything, and everyone knew that, and like that, even like that's not my main identity. That wasn't my main identity, but it's something that's like, you take on even like little things like that. Like everyone knows you love like your favorite candy and stuff. So it's weird like when you start changing that, and like suddenly people are like, oh, like you don't do that anymore. Like other people start to comment. It's a whole thing that's all wrapped up together. That's why it's so hard to create changes though, and to like be able to be okay with, okay, this is maybe like a new identity that I have. But that's what I'm helping people do. So let me know if you're watching this. Let me know if any of this is resonating with you. My program for women business owners starts July 12th. So if you're interested in that whatsoever, give me a little message. And yeah, let me know if this resonates at all with you, and if you find like you have, hey Jules, if you have any, like what some of your identities are, and just kind of like think about that. Like I'd be interested to hear like what other people think of like what their identities or beliefs about themselves are, and if they notice that maybe this is like causing some resistance in some changes that they'd like to make in their lives. All right, I really gotta go. I'm on my way to my car. I'll talk to you guys later.